Please welcome to the honor stage, Mr. Chris Celeste.
Thank you. It's my great honor, and I'm eternally grateful to be here today to share a topic with you that is really dear to my heart, and that is our nation's veterans. My name is Chris Celeste. I am the co-founder of Operation Veteran Freedom. I was in 19 Delta, which is a cavalry scout for the United States Army. And I didn't get to finish my full first contract, but I did serve one tour in Afghanistan. But unfortunately, on August 14th, 2006, I died. My heart stopped beating, my lungs stopped filling with air. Clinically, I was dead. And if it wasn't for two other service members who were in the vicinity at the time, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be a father, I wouldn't be a husband, I wouldn't be a business owner, I wouldn't be here with you. And I'll tell you, most people might think that dying, being on life support in Germany for a week and then coming back is crazy and hard. But what happened next was harder than anything. When I got out of the military, about 6 months after that, I was discharged from the military. And when I got out, the struggle really began. I was alone, I was unsupported, I felt abandoned, and I felt broken. Doctors told me that due to the TBI in my brain that I would always have trouble communicating, controlling emotion, remembering. They told me that I should be lucky and grateful that I got a disability check and that I could live out the rest of my time. Now, that news at 19 years old, when this happened to me, completely rocked my world and changed my life. I went into a self-destructive spiral for the next decade. And the 11 pills a day the VA prescribed to me did not help. I was on Xanax, hydrocodone, Zoloft, a cocktail. I was a walking zombie for months at a time. I was completely destroying my life. I was getting in fights on the regular, getting arrested for assault, doing time for things because I just couldn't control myself. I believed I had no power. Fast forward, my first son's about to be born. I thought I'm gonna be a dad. And when I held my son Caden for the first time in my arms, and I actually have a picture of it, I unfortunately did not put it on the slides, I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to do more and be more, and that the last thing in the world I wanted was for my son to look at his father and just feel bad for him. And so I went on a journey. And over the course of 5 years, I dove into some pretty awesome things that completely changed my life. And we're going to talk about those things today. And because of my journey, I believe that no veteran should feel lost, abandoned, or unsupported when they get out of the military. And that the real way we are going to stop 22 veterans a day from taking their lives is not traditional therapy or force feeding them more pills, but getting them involved in transformational growth and realigning with the purpose in today's digital age. However, OVF needs your help. 22 veterans a day are taking their lives. These are men and women who sign their name on the bottom line so you could sleep well at night, so you could be free and live in peace. And they sacrificed their peace to do that. And they are suffering. And OVF is doing everything they can to get out there and help these veterans, and we have helped thousands. However, these are real lives at stake, and we need your help to get out there even faster and stop these veterans, help these veterans, and keep them here with us. And so I'm going to ask you to make a deal with me here today. If by the time I'm done presenting and sharing, if by the time I'm done presenting here today, that I can prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is a better way for veterans to live their best life post-military than what we are currently offering them, then I'm going to ask each and every one of you to reach out to a veteran you know, or a veteran that you may have been married to, supporting any veteran, and let them know about OVF and our mission and what I'm going to share with you here today. Sound good?
Yes.
So, like I said, I went on about the 5 year, I'm on the 5th year of this journey now. And throughout my journey, I've discovered a couple of things. I've kind of taken some time to dissect the 3 key elements that have worked for me and thousands of veterans that I've worked with now. And those things are personal growth and development, digital career and skill building, and community. Now, personal growth and development, when I say personal growth and development, I mean transformational growth. I don't mean motivational or educational. As awesome as Tony Robbins is, that stuff wears off as soon as you get in the parking lot. I'm talking about true tools that can help them deal with trauma, move through the past, and better set themselves up for the future. That's what it's done for me, and here in a little bit, I'm going to share with you a couple other examples of some amazing veterans who has done it for them as well. Why digital skills and career building? They're the future. It's the highest paid skill set without doing a complete 4 or 8 year degree in college. It's in extremely high demand. And even a veteran with PTSD trapped in their home can learn these skills and earn for themselves. I'm a pure example of that. 8 years ago, my PTSD was so bad I couldn't go shopping for myself. My sister and my fiance at the time and my best friend would do all my shopping because every time I left the house and was in public, I would have a panic attack. And so I know from my own personal experience, this gives them hope again, gives them the ability to create a better life and actually earn, which is not something many of them have right now. They're living on fixed disability, and it's barely enough. And community. It provides support and camaraderie. The number one thing we lose when we get out, the number one thing we miss, we were with our unit, our brothers, our sisters, we lived, we trained, we went to battle with them, and ultimately, when we get out, we lose all of that. And I truly believe that one of the best ways to help a veteran not take his life and move past trauma is community. Therapy has its places, but to be in a room with somebody or a group of people who have literally walked in your shoes and understand what you've been through, that's healing. And I also know from personal experience. But let's dive a little bit deeper into these topics. I'd like to introduce you to a few people. This gentleman right here is Liam Weisner. He's a Navy veteran and he is the co-founder of Operation Veteran Freedom. However, he didn't start there. When I met Liam a few years ago, he actually reached out to me from a Facebook ad I had placed. I was running some affiliate offers and he reached out. Power of putting yourself out there, right? Sharing your message. Reaches out to me. Liam was discharged from the Navy with a broken back. Snapped his back on a base beautification project, which to him is a huge place of soreness because it was not really doing combat or training, it was just cleaning up. But for Liam, when I met him, he had just got done walking, or just got off walking with the cane. He had been bedridden and had to teach himself to walk again. His mindset was a victim. He believed he had no power. He believed that his circumstances were going to dictate the rest of his life. And I turned him on to a book called The Magic. Maybe some of you are familiar with this. I started a gratitude practice with him. And I had the great opportunity of bringing on the same personal development mentor and friend now who helped me on a 2 one-hour session for my veterans. And everybody you're gonna meet on these slides here tonight have been to that class and rave about it to this day because it gave them the tools to actually identify and work through the biggest issues, which was in here. And so, why digital career and skill building? Well, I'd like to introduce you to Tommy Brooks. He's a United States Marine Corps veteran, and he's the owner of Wolfpack Fitness. When I first met Tommy, he had just lost his business to COVID. He had a men's empowerment retreat business called The War Room, where he would bring these men into a controlled environment and teach them how to stand in their masculinity and be a man without falling into the trap of the a-hole and all the other negative stereotypes that go with it. But like I said, COVID took that all away from him. And because he had lost it all, he wasn't talking to his children. Him and his wife were estranged. He was drinking every day. And he got really serious about taking his own life. But when we met Tommy, he had already dropped tens of thousands of dollars into trying to figure himself out. And he figured, let me give it one last shot. These guys are veterans, maybe they got the answer. And so he gets on a call with us. We figure we can definitely help him. A couple of sessions later, we figure out he doesn't want to just empower men and to be men mentally. He wants to empower them physically as well. We help him up. We start teaching him how to take his knowledge and put it into a course, into coaching. 4 months later, he started making $12,000 a month, and he makes that every single month with his tight-knit little coaching group, and he loves it. He's living his best life. You can see him on social media now. Absolutely big smiles, all family, all fun. This gentleman right here is our star student and one of our favorite people at the OVF. Chris Wilson was a combat engineer for the United States Army, and he got discharged from the military and was working for Goodyear. Got injured at Goodyear and severed from that company without any compensation or any kind of help. And he was suffering. And when we met him, he too was on the verge of a divorce and having some really deep, dark, depressing thoughts. And we talked to him just like we did with Tommy, and we dove deep into who he was, and we figured out that this guy has a mindset for cleanliness and organization like I've never seen before. And so he started a company called Executive Cleanout and Restoration. And what he does is he goes out and he gets foreclosures, and talks to banks and realtors, goes to foreclosures, strips them out, redoes them for them so they can flip them. He started doing this. 48 hours after placing his first ad, he calls me. I'm at my son's soccer game. He's in the hospital with his son who had just got hurt. He says, Chris, I just closed an $87,000 deal. That was the start of something absolutely amazing for this gentleman. He went on 4 months later to make $6.8 million in his business. But then this is when community became important. That wife who was going to divorce him not too long ago, she decided that she wanted that money, but not him. And she took him for it. And he lost it all. She left him with just the name of the company. Took the house, took the money, took everything. And he leaned on Liam and myself and my community really hard. And we were there for him, we supported him, we walked him through it. And I'm happy to report today, he is the very first OVF member to make over $1 billion in his business. He got it all back, and then some. And so how do we actually do this for people? How do we actually help them? Well, we do a variety of things, and you can see them all up there on the board. We wrote a book, we give master classes. The book helps a veteran figure out themselves when they get out of the military. It walks them through finding purpose, passion, mission, vision again, realigning themselves. We've got over 50 hours of additional training built into our Facebook group and our membership sites. We have a community of over 3,000 veterans that is growing daily. They also have access to online skills and training that's paid. That's a partnership that I have with an affiliate program, the best in the world. I also have an affiliate program that we do for personal growth and development, whether it's digital for those people who cannot leave the house yet and still need that support, or we have scholarships for them to actually go to an actual in-person seminar for 3 days. And I want to be really clear, OVF does not provide that specific scholarship. That's an outside donor who just really wants to support the veterans, and we just get the benefit from that. I want to just point out though really quick, these last two things, because it's really a point of pride for us. 22% of all of our profits inside of everything that OVF owns and sells goes back into scholarships for these veterans. All of our swag, all of our coaching, all of our courses, it all goes right back to the veteran. Not all, but 22% goes right back to that veteran. And we offer them the ability to learn other skills that maybe we can't offer, but we can get them involved with because they qualify for those scholarships. And then we have a 2-day event that we're going to be doing real soon, all around wealth and wellness for the veteran, just the veteran. And I can't wait to get that done. But however, although we have all these amazing things that we can do and help them with, it all starts with getting them connected with our OVF community Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group where they answer a few questions just to make sure they are a vet and they can get in, and then they have access to all of our resources and everything they would need, as well as the ability to get in contact with us to get a custom game plan to figure out where they need to go next. So let me ask you, can you see it?
Yes.
Can you see a world where veterans are no longer lost but empowered? Can you see a world where veterans are out there leading the way, using the characteristics that they learned inside the military and making a difference not only in their own lives, but the world? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Well, then can I count on you to help make that happen?
Yes.
And I would really appreciate if you could take out your phone, snap a picture of this QR code and send it to every veteran you know, and let them know the OVF is out there to support them. Thank you for your time.